Let's dive into one of World War II's most gripping sagas, a tale of courage, resilience, and the unfathomable challenges faced by the crews of B-17 flying fortresses. On a routine return flight on August 7, 1944, Lieutenant George and his crew found themselves confronting a mysterious flaw that threatened their very survival. What ensued was a harrowing battle against fire and chaos, where bravery and ingenuity became their only lifelines. Let's unravel the remarkable story of B-17 flying fortress nicknamed Full House and her valiant crew, a testament to the indomitable human spirit in the face of adversity. From the day they were introduced into service, B-17 flying fortresses harbored a perplexing flaw in their design, a flaw that led to some B-17s erupting into flames mid-air, resulting in the loss of their crews. The cause remained elusive, with few survivors to shed light on the matter. However, on August 7, 1944, during a routine return flight to base, the mystery surrounding this flaw finally unraveled. It was on this day that B-17G, bearing the tail number 4297797 and piloted by Lieutenant George, was among the convoy of 54 other B-17 flying fortresses and 29 P-51 Mustangs. After successfully completing a bombing mission over Poland, the formation descended to 10,000 feet. Full House and her crew breathed a collective sigh of relief, their day's work done. Waist Gunner Sergeant Larry Stevens, feeling the weight of exhaustion, removed his oxygen mask and began to ease away from his position. Suddenly, a fiery explosion erupted from the dorsal gunner's station, ripping through the B-17's sides and striking the portside engines with shrapnel from the spinning propellers, leaving a gaping gash in the fuselage. Despite the crippling damage, there remained a slim chance for the fortress to limp back home on two engines, provided it encountered no further harm. The intensity of the fire surged into the cockpit like a relentless flamethrower, scorching Lieutenant George's skin and potentially impairing his vision. Both pilots cried out in agony, desperately summoning the gunner for fire extinguishers. Meanwhile, ball turret gunner Leo McCokey struggled to free himself from his position to offer assistance, while waist gunner Larry Stevens and navigator Langford hurried to retrieve the fire extinguisher. This inferno defied all expectations of an ordinary aircraft fire. The crew likened it to the ferocity of an ammunition explosion, yet there were no enemies or flak in sight, and the crew's guns remained silent. What could possibly have caused such devastation? As the fire spread rapidly throughout the front of the aircraft, Lieutenant George and co-pilot Ken Lowing made the split-second decision to bail out. Full House veered out of formation, descending into a steep 30-degree dive. Stephen, observing the parachutes of the pilot and co-pilot, realized that the flying fortress was now without its flight crew. Left with predominantly gunners, the remaining crew faced a critical choice: battle the blaze with fire extinguishers or opt for a bailout. Determined to reunite with their families and demonstrate the resilience of the B-17, they chose the latter, refusing to let the flames thwart their mission even in the absence of pilots. Crawling forward to avoid the choking fumes, Larry and McCokey discharged the fire extinguishers, gradually quelling the flames. As the intensity of the battle dwindled, they exchanged incredulous glances, pondering the cause of such a ferocious inferno. With no time to dwell on the mystery, the gunners swiftly shifted their focus to stabilizing the plummeting B-17. Lacking piloting expertise, they relied on their instincts to pull up the crippled flying fortress and steer it back towards the formation. Engaging the throttle at maximum capacity, they watched as the B-17 obediently banked to the right, realizing that both right side engines had been obliterated. Fortunately, the control surfaces remained fully operational, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos. Through trial and error, the gunners discovered that maintaining the throttle at 70% and coordinating the rudder and elevator controls allowed them to correct the banking motion. This enabled the B-17 to maintain a steady flight path, using only the left engines while gradually descending. Remarkably, the gunners successfully navigated the wounded aircraft back to the formation and executed a safe landing. The crew marveled at their accomplishment, considering their lack of experience flying a B-17. Upon landing, the awaiting ambulance crew anticipated encountering a shaken and injured crew. To their surprise, the crew members waved off medical assistance and immediately turned their attention to investigating the puzzling fire that had threatened the aircraft. It was during this investigation that they made a chilling discovery. Each crew member was required to wear oxygen masks at high altitudes due to the unpressurized cabin of the B-17. Oxygen was supplied through large overhead hoses, with the main hose passing beneath the swiveling dorsal turret. Unfortunately, the constant movement of the turret gradually wore down the hose, eventually leading to a catastrophic loss of oxygen supply. This fatal design flaw had claimed the lives of many crews aboard older B-17s, often resulting in more violent explosions during such incidents. The crew of Full House found themselves in a dire situation as the B-17's oxygen levels dwindled. Remarkably, they became the first crew to survive such a perilous explosion, offering a rare opportunity for examination and understanding of the deadly flaw. Following the installation of new engines and the repair of its damages with fresh panels, Full House and its crew were back in action. During a bombing mission over Germany, the fortress faced an onslaught from enemy German Bf-109s, which the formation managed to fend off. However, amidst the dense, flak-filled skies, Full House sustained severe damage to its right wing, triggering a sharp roll. This unfortunate turn of events led to a mid-air collision with a friendly B-17 known by the nickname Wrinkled Belly Baby. Both aircraft, listed in the Missing Air Crew Report 8175 and 8176, reported their crews as killed in action. Tragically, none of the 20 men aboard either plane were ever sighted again. Share your thoughts about this heroic story in the comments. Watch more B-17 Flying Fortress stories by clicking the links in the description or first comment. Here are a little sneak peek of those videos. Thank you for watching. To watch more videos like these, subscribe to this channel.